Hi, my name is Katie Higgins, and I am the co-director of the Eastbound Equality Ride bus. I was on the Equality Ride last year. We went to Oklahoma Baptist University around midpoint of our ride, and that day was noted with Equality Riders only being allowed into a space of one floor of their student union. We weren't allowed to leave the student union and talk to students. We weren't allowed to go upstairs to eat. We were allowed to go to the chapel service. So this year we requested more space, more access to students, because when you are stuck in one room with your college administrators and actually administrators from other colleges around the country walking around listening, that is not a safe space make for students or for equality riders. So we asked that we were given more space, more access to students this year, and were denied. We approached campus today thinking that we'd be able to walk around campus and freely talk to students. But Marty from OBU's administration made it very clear in the morning that was not going to happen and that we would be arrested upon entry to campus. Our plan was to join students at chapel. The OBU students do have a chapel every few days that they have to go to, and what a better time to talk to students and be around them and try to really bridge that gap than to go and worship with them and speak afterwards about chapel and our experiences there. So we proceeded from the gates of the school, walked down a public road that runs through the campus, and were ceremoniously arrested in front of the chapel with Bibles in our hands. I actually walked away from the direct action with my hands in cuffs and Bible in tote. Being arrested, it always surprises me. I've done it a few times now with Soulforce, and it's always an extremely empowering experience. But I never believe that it's going to happen until I'm actually put in handcuffs, especially this time with the house of God before me. It was really quite ridiculous, and I even asked the fellow who was reading me, are you an OBU student? And I said, no, I just want to go to chapel. And he said, are you going to proceed because you're not allowed to come? And I said, yes, sir, I just want to go to chapel. And I couldn't help but shake my head as I was being put in handcuffs, because the idea of Christians blocking people from going to a worship service is absolutely insane. I would figure that before doing that, they would at least try to convert me and witness and be the missionaries that they are trying to train for the world. That didn't happen, because I certainly was not witnessed to while in jail for 6 hours. But it was an interesting experience, because here I am with handcuffs on, being taken away, and I am being restricted. And it's very little in our lives, very little times are we restricted in that we can't do what we want. And this is a time, and it reminds me of the students that are on that campus who have to sit there every day with their hands underneath their legs, as to not show themselves, as to not speak freely, as to not develop the relationships that they truly want to live in. So I was taken to the Shawnee County Jail. It wasn't Shawnee County Jail. I was taken to the county jail, and where I sat for 6 hours while being processed with 4 other equality riders.
Hi, I'm Reynolds from Albany, Georgia. I currently reside in Valdosta, Georgia. So today we went to Oklahoma Baptist University. Again, it's a Baptist college. I grew up in a missionary Baptist church / Pentecostal. So I wanted to go to chapel today, go to service, to worship with my brothers and sisters. Unfortunately, the house of God is not the house of God on campus of Oklahoma Baptist University. It's private property. And so myself and 4 others attempted to, again, attend service with students, and just to uplift the name of the Lord with those students. We were arrested. As I stood in front of the chapel and I looked before me, I couldn't believe that I was about to be arrested in America for trying to go to church. It was very eye-opening. Went to jail, spent 8.5 hours there. Thought a lot. The first hour I was there, I could hear the voices of those who came before me. I could hear the voices of those who participated in the civil rights movement. I felt the presence of Coretta Scott King, of Dr. King, and of so many others who have paved the way and showed us how to best approach breaking down oppression and ending barriers. It was very emotional for me, extremely emotional for me. I didn't really talk to anyone for the first few hours of being in jail. I sang a lot. So many songs were in my spirit, were in my heart. I thought about so many things. I thought about the students on that campus. I thought about the students on various campuses that we won't be able to visit this year. I thought about young people in general, gay, lesbian, allies, transgender, bisexual, questioning, queer. Wow. I couldn't go to church in America. My friends couldn't participate in Holy Communion in America because we're gay and we bring a truth that I realize some fear. The realization I had while in jail was that if this was really about us being sinners, then those whose duty that they say is to minister to God's people would have come forward, began a dialogue with us, even if it was on uncertain terms. There would have been an attempt, but at the last 2 schools that we visited, people on these campuses, some people on these campuses, didn't even look at us, didn't acknowledge us. It was as if we're not even there. It's not about them feeling like we're sinners. It's about fear. The fear that we're a threat. And our perceived threat is the truth. It's the chance that they may have to say, I'm sorry, I'm wrong, I've got to pray about this. But it seems to me that they would much rather have a lecture series on why being gay is wrong, or why these people are sick and sinful, than to actually talk to these people, to put a human face, to talk to me. They'd rather just arrest me.